Joel, you've come here to the Long Beach Coin Expo. Why are you here?
Because it's exciting and it's fun. And I enjoy meeting old friends and seeing old people that I remember from 40 years ago. And we sell a few coins, we buy a few coins, we have a good time.
And what's the market like?
The market is very good. It's exciting times we live in. The market is going to continue to get better. Somebody asked me earlier about the price of gold and silver. And I said, the price of gold and silver did not go up. Your paper money went down. The money is worth less. Years ago, we bought our first house in Downey for $21,000, about 1965 or 1966. We paid $21,500 for our first house. Today, we have a little bit bigger, a little bit nicer house, but the taxes are $21,000 a year. So the taxes are greater for 1 year than what we paid for our first house. Interesting.
What kinds of things are collectors and people looking for at the convention? What sort of numismatic items?
Primarily tangible assets, things like gold and silver that have shown a history in the last 10 years of increasing 25 to 32% a year. Collector coins, rare coins. Morgans have been a great seller, and we sold a lot of St. Gaudens 64 and 65 $20 gold pieces.
What's your predictions for the upcoming year? What's the 2012 going to be like for the coin hobby?
It depends on who gets reelected. I think that's going to make a big difference. Obama is still intent on taking from the wealthy and giving to the poor, redistributing the wealth. I would like to see somebody beat Obama, although with what I see now as an indication, I think he's going to be reelected. I think that's going to be bad for the country. Right now, the debt ceiling is $16.4 trillion. When he took office, it was something like $9 trillion. The government's spending 42% more than they take in every year, and they have to borrow that money. And so I think that you're going to see higher and higher gold and silver prices.
You've always had good ideas about the coin hobby. What are some of the things that you think the trade and the hobby needs to help be strong in the future?
I like educating the youth. I think the young people today, the boys and girls coming up, if we can educate those folks and teach them about the benefits of collecting, they'll be less likely to get involved in drugs and gangs, and they'll have a very positive place to put their energy. I like educating the youth today.
And you've been in the business for quite a few years. Tell me one of your best deals, your most exciting trades that you ever did.
Well, I think the exciting time I had, I spent a year working on the Rettew collection up there with Rettew after he passed away. I'd actually sold him some coins before he died. And he was an eccentric guy that had a lot of money. He actually owned land from downtown Reno all the way up to Lake Tahoe. And when he passed away, the estate was selling the coins to pay the taxes on the land. They had to pay the taxes. And interesting story about LeVere, while he was alive, he used to like to play roulette. And he only played at one club. He played at the Nevada club because they only had 1 0 on the roulette wheel, where most of the clubs had 0 and 00. And he'd be sitting there for 3 or 4 hours playing roulette, and the pit boss would come up to him constantly, LeVere, can we get you anything? Would you like anything to eat? Anything you want, we'll get for you. And he said, oh, I'll have a roast beef sandwich. And he'd sit there for hours, and at the end of the session, he would say to the pit boss, how much do I owe you? And the pit boss would get out his pencil and look at it. He said, you owe us $36,000 today. LeVere would open up his bib overalls and pull out the $36,000 and pay him. And as he's leaving, he would say to the pit boss, do you mind if I take that dinner roll with me? After he paid $36,000, he wanted the 10-cent dinner roll. And I thought that was funny. But dealing with that Rettew collection for almost a year and being involved in that was probably one of the most exciting things that I had in my lifetime.
And what are your current projects? How are you spending your time now?
Well, we're semi-retired and we're just having a good time. We just returned from Australia and New Zealand for 3 weeks. And what was fun about that was while we were going, our position in gold and silver went up about $60,000 just on the inventory we're holding. So I'm better off not even selling the inventory. I'll just let it sit there, and we'll take a couple more cruises this year and have some fun.
And how would you counsel a person to get started in coin collecting?
I would have him get a hold of everything he could read. I'd have him get some of your videos and watch some of your videos, and have him get a good education and go to work for a couple of the leading dealers here and get a first-rate education.
And when you're gone from the earth, Joel, how would you like to be remembered?
Really? Just as someone who has kept his word and paid his bills and contributed a little bit to the industry.